much, Mr. Scott. We now proceed to Congressman Mike Kaufman of Colorado.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you both for your involvement in this critical issue. I really think that the most sacred right afforded to Americans is the right to vote. And for those who are fighting in defense of our rights, of our freedoms, I think that we have to do everything we can to make sure that they have that right. One metric it seems that we're focused on are these installation voting assistance offices. You know, as someone who was a junior enlisted Army guy when I turned 18 and had that right to vote, and who was a Marine Corps officer in a combat zone when I tried to vote, I want to say first of all that I don't think that that's the metric to look at. I think that the metric to look at are the voting assistance officers that are scattered throughout the commands as collateral responsibilities. And so, and my concern is the training for those voting assistance officers and to what extent that they're available. So how far today do they go down? Are they at the company level and their other services equivalents, or at the battalion level? And what is the extent of their training for those folks? And Ms. Mitchell maybe can answer that first.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Unit voting assistance officers are supposed to be appointed for units of 25 or more. That may vary in some cases because of the type of unit. Training is done in a variety of ways. We do train the trainer. The services do the same. We also have webinars, and we have on-demand training that's offered through our website. We have also provided training to the services for use on their learning management systems.
Ambassador.
Sorry, got to get this talk button right. It's certainly our understanding that they are receiving training, that they have that responsibility for units of 25 or greater. And and as I said, we're turning in an annual report that's based on the military IG's reports as to what activities they've undertaken. The only thing that I have posed is what we believe is a challenge to us and to the military IGs is to drill down a little bit further as to exactly the extent of the effectiveness, as it were, of that interaction with their military personnel in each unit.
Okay. Well, one thing that I'm concerned about, and when I served in Iraq in 2005, 2006, I was not able to vote in the 2005 election back home in the the race to report in and the stresses of pre-deployment. I didn't do my absentee ballot for my respective states. Then when I got in a combat zone, the laws of my state, Colorado, didn't comport with the realities of serving in a combat zone where they expected you to be able to utilize a fax machine that didn't exist in Iraq at the time. And so I think they've since adjusted those laws. But are we also making efforts for those off-election years where those service members can vote in their respective states of home of record? Could you, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, sir. Every election is important, whether it be in one of the odd years or the even years. And so, for example, the unit voting assistance officers you mentioned, of whom there are thousands across the services, are actually required on odd-numbered years to provide a federal postcard application to every service member. And during even-numbered years, they're supposed to provide it twice a year, once in January and once in July.
Ambassador, we know that that's taking place.
That is what has been reported, Congressman, and we are going to make a more aggressive effort beginning now, or we already undertook that starting several months ago, to confirm that that is actually taking place.
Well, thank you both for your efforts, and my concerns obviously are military-wide, but in particular those serving in a combat zone. And I've been both in major base camps in a combat zone and out in forward operating facilities, and I can tell you, out in those forward operating bases, it's pretty, communications is pretty tough sometimes, and so I just really hope that we take it into account, so we can make sure that those who are fighting in defense of our freedom again have the right to vote, that most sacred freedom. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Kaufman. We have